What's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining tonight. We got a few special guests tonight in the stream. We have none other than Scott Dilbeck from Power Hog and the Rolling Thunder, and you know his name, your boy Vega. Hi-Fi Vega in the house. Say what's up, guys.
What's up, gentlemen?
Well, what's up, guys? I'm trying to get Scott to sign my cable cutters.
Yeah, right. You want me to do that?
Yeah, man. Sign it live, man. Get it.
I don't even have a Sharpie with me, I think. Right, dude.
There you go.
Yeah.
You do it live, man.
Okay, here we go. And we're gonna put it somewhere.
25. No dates, guys. Me either. 25. We got to have you on one of our shows here, man. I'm telling you, I want to see the face with the name. Have to. Yeah. If you guys got any questions, throw them up. Got a few guys here to answer your questions, man. Shoot.
There we go.
Drop them. Let's see.
All right.
Scott, 25. Scoot. Can we take a moment and appreciate Deviant and 25 for coming together as 14.4 volt talk and in less than 6 months become absolute legends in car audio? Andy's name his show after us. Kicker loves us. Heck yeah, man. You guys been dedicated on the Kicker stream. I see it. They see it, man. Rigged.
Yeah. My hair's messed up, so I went with the hat. But then
I like the hat backwards, man. You were rocking it.
Yeah, okay.
There you go.
I thought it was cool. Yeah, he looked like a cool dad. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a cool dad. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
Run around the trooper, got the hat on backwards, bumping. You know.
Yeah. But I'm not bumping though. I don't have any subs in there, so.
Yeah. What are you running right now, Rob? Just daily wise, anything?
I've got like 3 really nice Kicker amps, and that's it. No tune, no nothing.
Dude, my dog looks like a demon in the background. What's going on right now?
So like stock speakers or upgraded?
No, actually, I got some Rockford Power Series in there.
Okay.
But they're not that great.
Yeah,
I don't want to say it too loud, but they're not that great.
I had the T1s in the Corvette doors, and I took them back out and put the stock 8s back in.
Oh wow.
But okay, so I was going from an 8 to a 6.5 though. That was so that is a thing though.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Well,
Right, yeah, you're just losing Conary. Conary is king, man. You know it. Seems like.
Yeah, and I was stock amplifier. I was stock, you know.
Yeah.
We got Chris in.
COVID.
Yeah.
Chris.
He's gonna be on he's our interview next week.
All right, we got something here. Wrap components hi-fi.
That's in the Hyundai. The Savard wraps are in there with Kicker Prime coax in the rear, and you can ask you wouldn't believe the amount of mid bass I'm getting out of those doors. There's no sub in there.
Wow.
It's pretty intense. It even shocked Dean when he came down here, and I was like, "Yeah, check out the hi-fi Hyundai."
How was it hanging out with them, man?
Oh, it was cool. Yeah. We hanging out, and he hadn't slept in I don't know how long. It was like 20-something hours.
Jeez. It's nice when you can get that front stage and like literally bass in the front of your car without having a woofer in the back. They're like, "Oh, what kind of sub do you got?" "Oh, I don't got nothing." They're like, "What? Really?" Yeah, you can get away with it.
Yeah, it depends on your expectation of decibels you want to hit. Like if you want to run those front doors full range, you can do that. You just don't expect to be doing it, at some crazy volume, which is great because most of the time you're not crazy at full tilt all the time anyway. I love front sound stage, man.
Right, yeah, as long as you're not over driving it, you're good, you know what I mean? But some people, they'll have it set like that and then they put a sub in there and then they blow their speakers and they wonder why. It's because you can't hear it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to go clear food in the kitchen in like 2 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're good, man. Yeah, whenever you got to pop off real fast, you can come back.
Yeah.
But Chris asked, do I have Q class? I have the KS series all around, 6x9s in the doors, 3.5s in the dash, aka air vent. Running out of space. I want to do doors. I really want to do square, even though they're not mid bass drivers or anything like that. I want to do some like L7Ts in the front just because they're square. You know what I mean? I think it's cool. Power acoustic Gothic 12s. Jimmy P's in the house.
I'd love to hop on like 4 of those Kicker mid bass drivers that never talk smack on, like the aluminum cone ones, the separates.
Oh, the MBBs or something like that.
Yeah, I
like that. You're talking about like the old school ones.
Mm-hmm. But they take in the people hate on them, but they're bad because they're playing them too low of frequency and bogging them out. It's usually the problem. Yeah. I'm gonna go grab some food real quick. You can grab me out, guys, real quick.
Sounds good, buddy.
Yeah, man.
See you in a few. Cool. Let's see. Waiting on Power Hog 10s. I'll buy and have Scott write me a beardy message on it. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. I know. I want to try the Power Hogs, the H1s, H2s, H3s. My buddy John, he was supposed to grab a pair of them for his KX 2400, and then financial stuff, all that kind of fun stuff. So that's on the back burner. He's got that KX amp just sitting back there. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'd be going nuts. Anyone planning to buy the JP purple, green, and gold amps? I like the gold amps. Those are cool looking.
Yeah.
I like how they have all the colors. What do you think about them, Rob?
They're awesome, but something like the gold amp that's like 700 watts by 2 at 4-ohm stereo. That's like a collector, and it's a Class AB. It's insane that they even decided to make it. I'd want one not to run, but just to have.
Right. Plus, they look like retro throwbacks. I love the design. I like Jacob's the one that designed a lot of that, right? Yeah, he's got a knack for that.
And if I was gonna run those, it would probably be the JP8 and the 8.4.
Yeah. Now, what's the difference between the JP8 and the 84? The 84 is the 4-channel?
The 4-channel, right.
Okay. Yeah, I seen Derek's all his videos on them and stuff, and they're doing numbers and then some, obviously. But for the price, it's there. It's reasonable. Let's see. Guys, your opinion, 4.8s or 2.12s Gately subs? I know Gately has boxes. I didn't know he made subs too. He makes subs?
Yeah, I can't remember who is actually making them for him, but they're beefs. They're beef, man.
Wow.
I think me just done a video on them.
That's pretty crazy. But yeah, to answer your question, 25, I mean, it depends your space. You can get away with a lot of bass in a small space with little 8s. Now, 4 of them, I don't know. It depends, again, the space. But you'd be surprised, especially with the technology and the drivers they have nowadays, man. Some guys will have 2 8s in their car, and they're putting up 42s, and it's like, what? It's like, yeah, those are 8s, man. So it all depends. 25, let me know what kind of car you got and where you're trying to put them. 310s. 310s is a good option, and just guessing. I have the JP8. It's nice so far. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. I like to hear from that. It's not sitting in the car anymore. You took it out? Well, that's good, so no one stole it. You know what I mean? That's a good thing. He's had equipment stolen years ago. I feel terrible. He had a 15 CVX just stole right out of his car.
I've had 3 systems stolen. 2 of them in my personal vehicles, and 1 in my wife's vehicle when she was just my girlfriend.
Wow. Now, question: did you have any kind of decals and stickers on those cars at all, or do people just maybe know you?
It was. I had some on there, and going to local shows and stuff. And where I worked, it was like a fun park. That's what it was called. They had a little amusement ride. That's where I worked.
Yeah.
And the backside parking just completely dark. I went out there, and it was in a 1997 Isuzu Rodeo, and I had 4 XPL 12s, Kicker XPL 12s, and 4 Orion 225 HCCAs. I went outside, seen the door light or the overhead light on, gone. Everything's gone. They tried to get my Sony 7850 head unit, but I had it backstrapped so it wouldn't skip. They couldn't get that. That was the first system I had stolen. The second one was a couple of 15s. The third one, I caught the people. So I caught them trying to steal it, chased them off, and they did get it. They got the stuff. The cops later found them in the parking lot. And when he found them, he brought them back. He's like, is any of this stuff yours? And it wasn't. None of the stuff that they had was mine. They had already moved it or stashed it somewhere. And my buddy, I was 19 at this point, and my buddy he was about the same age. And they're like, well, can you come to the police station and identify him? I was like, yeah, man. Yeah, let's do it. My buddy's like, I don't really want to.
Dude, that's crazy, man, to have any kind of system stolen, dude. I had one, it was just amps, but your story, that's crazy. Actually seeing the guy and chasing him, you got to get that 40-yard time down, Vega.
Listen, they got in the car. That's what happened. Back then I wasn't fast, so I could actually run halfway decent. But I went to the police department. My buddy he was scared, didn't want to go. I was like, dude, you're kidding me? Please come find me. I hope these guys come find me.
Right.
So I went up there, identified. I was like, yeah, it was him, and him. And so yeah, I didn't get my stuff back, but
damn, man. That's crazy. I always tell people, it's like you gotta at least lock your car. If you don't lock your car, you're just asking for someone to steal it. And then, you know, if they're breaking into the car, they know what they're doing. They know what you got. You know what I mean? It's not like just lucky. Luck of the draw. Oh, wow, look at that. A Solo X18. You know? That's why, like, in the beginning, no, not really many people knew I had it. Because, like, I was afraid of that. I was afraid of it getting stolen. And because I always had a system, but it's like I didn't post it on Facebook. Facebook really wasn't big as it is now. Instagram a little bit, but then it was different times then. You know, it really was. But I always had that kicker sticker on there. Eventually, I said screw it. You know.
Yeah, my dad always preached, says like, oh, this is like your banner of what's, you know, stealing your car, or, you know, whatever. And now it's not. I don't really care so much. But I don't drive the truck every day. I only had one system stolen. I was in high school. And it was a Nissan pickup truck. I drove to meet my girlfriend at the time at the mall. That's how high school it is. And the alternator goes out my Nissan pickup truck when I was there. Come back to a dead battery, not knowing. I probably drove there on a dead alternator, thinking about it now. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I get paid. It's a Thursday. I get paid on Friday. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll leave the truck here overnight. I'll get an alternator tomorrow. I'll come back, slap that bad boy on. It'll be good. So I was aware that, hey, I'm at a mall. It's probably the best place to leave my truck. So I'm going to take we rolled the truck all the way across this parking lot to park it under a street light by the main road, right? So, like, you're in a main intersection, you know, under a street light. So it's like deter, right? Still came back the next day with the windows busted out. They had, like, it's a Nissan pickup truck, like old hard body. They're like that 1/8-inch, you know, like particle board door panels. They just like ripped the speakers out of the doors and just like pulled the vinyl, everything with it. And then they pried my Clarion Pro radio out of the dashboard, and it ruined the dash and the radio. Like, try to get the bottom and go out of it. Yeah,
that's like stuff you can't even fix after. You got to get a whole new dash.
The dash is broken. Yeah,
damn.
And the radio was ruined. Yeah,
you should have told the guy at least come with a 10mm socket instead of a screwdriver. Come on, man. You don't even
need that. You could have used a Phillips. You pull the trim panel off and 2 Phillips head on each side of the radio, and it's out. You know what I mean? So it's not even like.
Right. Jerry has the perfect anti-theft system. Did you see his comment?
No.
Jerry ain't loud.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Oh, he went there. He went there.
I don't know. Their buddies called it.
Have you demoed his Jeep yet?
I haven't. In his Cherokee? No, I haven't.
Oh, dude.
I see the videos though. He's like obviously a superstar online.
Dude,
yeah, he's doing the TikTok stuff too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah. Heck yeah, man.
So I saw him first with TikTok. Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude.
Have you ever? Have any of you ever had car audio at home? I mean,
that's how it started.
Yeah.
I had my first room setup was I had this home radio that had RCA output of it, and my dad's business partner that they run a shop together would give me a PA amplifier. So I hooked up. So then after that, okay, so it had like a bunch of speakers and buckets and stuff like that. My dad gave me a pair of Rockford Fosgate Punch HE12s, single voice coil ones, and I would wire them series together so I could put it on the PA amp. So I would do my home stereo with the 212s box and just piss off the whole house. Okay, so they're like, but yeah, that was my first subs, and I had them at home.
Heck yeah, man!
I like how Kayla's low key throwing shade at Andy in the chat. Love that.
Oh, I'm telling you, man. She's like, I don't even get to listen to the darn thing.
Them kids are in there wilding out, and he's over here just goofing off with his internet friends.
That's it, man. At least someone said it. Someone had to say it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink my tea. But no,
hey, it's paying off at least. It's like, you know, at least I'm not wasting my time. I'm not just sitting there scrolling, you know.
Babe, they had me on the Kicker live stream. We made it, babe.
Right.
Yeah, dude, we're there.
That's it.
I've not been on the Kicker thing. I mean, you gentlemen have, so I mean, that's a status right there.
They want you on though, Scott. I see Kip.
He'd
be throwing up your comments and stuff. He's like, oh yeah.
He does. That was the best. That was awesome with him last week.
I know, dude. He's an awesome guy. He's real down to earth too. It's like you think all highly of Kip, but he's a normal person like us, and he's cool, man.
He was running back and forth to the pre-interview or whatever to set up. Kip had to set up the stage, okay, because he's used to having the whole Unmasked crew there to do the cameras, all the shots, you know, lining up the head, all that stuff. So Kip's literally running back and forth, his desk to the back and forth to like get his shot lined up and all that stuff. and it was like, man, like you were working on your freaking Friday afternoon to take and come on our goofy knucklehead podcast. It was humbling. It's cool.
Heck yeah, man.
That dude really is. He is a trip. Like when I was there, and he was running that. What was it? The key amp, I think. Anyways, he was doing the key amp for Thomas Marshall, and he was testing it and getting it all set up. And I was like, Kip, did you? We're gonna do this live, and you didn't try it. And he's like, oh no, it'd be fine.
It'd be fine.
Like, dude, I hope so. I hope it is fine.
Heck yeah.
He's confident in his stuff, though, man. If you go back to it, it's funny. Before we did the interview, I just typed in Kip Litzy on YouTube because there's some tons of old like CES videos, stuff like that. That's Kip for a long time now, but it's just letting him blossom now. You know what I mean? Because if you see him at CES or the shows and stuff like that, he was that same energetic guy just showing product. It's cool now to see him grow with that and take it, interact with people with it. And you can tell he enjoys it also, obviously.
Right. I know. I even still to this day, I go back and look at the old Kicker YouTube videos, and I'm going to CES and talking about products or something like that.
I'm not the only one. I'm like, am I a weirdo going back to CES?
No,
2013?
not at all. No. Especially on the Kicker amphitheaters, I'm like, damn, that thing was brand new then. And there's Kip. Oh, Kip looks nice and young there. He looks good, but still the same. Still the same.
The Wall of Boom thing that was awesome, dude. I was like, Andy could replicate that. I think.
Hey, I'd be humbled and honored one day, man, to work just to be there.
I was saying that the wall of the amphitheater things. Let's say.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah, dude. That's why I kind of have them built up like that. It's like I need more, but now that I've been buying them, other people are buying them, and then it's like I'm not paying $100 for one of those. They're worth it, but I already have 4. There's
one in my route, Revolution Speed, the guy that does my fabrication. He's got one sitting on his work table that doesn't even get used, but I haven't had the right thing to trade off of him yet because he just won't let go of it. He doesn't even use it because it's like an iPod dock, so it's not even got anything hooked up on it.
Right, and that was the thing too. I bought an iPod just to use on one of those, and then turns out you can't download Spotify, Pandora, nothing. Nothing works for it. You literally have to put physical music on it, and then it works as such, so... But I don't have any physical music other than rebase stuff. You know what I mean?
So what I'm going to do, put 10 hours of Rusticles on there? I mean, that's all I've got.
Yeah.
It's not like the LimeWire days. I have I don't have any, no movies, no nothing, no music, anything on my computer anymore.
That's what's sad. Everything turned to digital, and it's you don't have it. You literally don't have it. Right. I used to run 2 Iowa shelf speakers 3-way, an Orion 12 enclosure, a JVC BT deck, and 2 Boss amps, and running it with a Pyramid AC to DC converter. Wow, so you were all set up in your room with that. Heck yeah, man.
That's wicked.
2 Boss amps. Damn.
I always wanted a 12-volt, power supply, and my dad would never come off the bread on one. And I did the whole power supply from the computer and stuff like that, but you're limited to 5 amps. So, I mean, it's like you need power head unit. That's about it.
Yeah, you get 50, 80 watts, something like that. But hey, it's enough to make a couple speakers sound loud, especially subwoofers in a room. It works, because whenever I was young, I was probably 18 or something like that, and I had 4 or 5 sets of 10s and 12s in boxes stacked in my room. My parents were like, "What is he doing?" And I had them all wired on my radio, and they were barely moving. But it was loud, just to have them, all going.
Hey, man, joke's on them now. You're a car audio YouTube star. Actually, more of a TikTok star. You're killing it on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. That TikTok's cool. It's different. It's like YouTube. Yeah. People go on YouTube for, good content and to learn something, some funny stuff here and there. TikTok, it's all junk food. They want to see stupid stuff. They want to see someone.
That's what I like. I'm the best at stupid shit.
Yeah.
See, it's funny though because
when I show up, Pepsi Zero. There we go.
There you go.
I still refuse to install TikTok now. I'm fully familiar with it, and I've seen tons of TikToks. My girlfriend sends me TikToks all the time, and I have to open them in the web browser thing in my phone. And the funny thing is, there's one time I just let myself scroll, and it was 15 minutes of TikTok, and I'm like, I see why people do this. I'm just gonna stay away from that one for right now. But it's great ads and marketing though too. Man, so many look at Jerry. Jerry blew up on TikTok. Now he's a damn percent affiliate kicking butt. You know what I mean? So it's if people say it doesn't pay off, if you get noticed and you got the right persona that people like, it'll pay off.
You gotta follow the current of the water, man. If you don't, you try to swim upstream, man, and stay with what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. It's fun. It's another platform. I like it more than Snapchat and Instagram. Instagram's, it has its place. I think it's almost did its welcome though. You know what I mean? It's been there long enough.
It's dying to
That
TikTok.
tailor-made golf clubs. That's what that logo is.
Oh, your hat. Heck
Yeah.
I don't TikTok unless it's on YouTube. But I mean, you might as well be TikToking. Little
Right.
shorts. I know that's funny. TikTok went crazy, and then YouTube started doing shorts.
I'm not gonna lie though, like I'm not gonna toot your horn right now. Vega, I like the short amp tone one you did. That one's like especially if we're talking about like shitty amps. I'm not, excuse my language, I'm sorry, but if we're talking about crappy amps we don't want to talk about or giving it a company backstory like that. We'll just see what it does. Like especially if it's like a flea market or crappy, a minute or something like that. Awesome. We see the numbers.
That's what because I'm just repurposing longer amp dyno videos that are already done. And it took me a while because I figured out I don't watch TikTok. It's not really my thing. I'm more of an Instagram guy. But I had to think about like what can I bring to TikTok that would be different than what everyone else is bringing.
Right.
So that was the one thing I figured I could do. And I also put them as YouTube Shorts because it's basically the TikTok ripoff. So
see, I didn't know that. So your Instagram, your YouTube Shorts are your TikToks?
Right, I'm sharing TikTok first and then going to YouTube Shorts.
I had no idea.
Because YouTube Shorts have to be vertical as well.
Yeah, how does your shorts on YouTube work? Mine were okay. I did a few of them. I kind of just gave up. I mean, I had like a couple views.
No, it's not up there with a regular video, but it also gives people something to watch midweek, and it's short and they can just like because they're both videos are there. So if they want to see the full video, I've got the 8-minute video for them. If they just want to see what the amp does, it's already had its time. People have seen that video. So we'll just do it in 1 minute and they can see what it does and move on.
Right. And I feel TikTok is a different demographic too. Like there's a lot of new, I just feel like just different people, because they're like, it's weird. I got my same followers, you know what I mean? Like on some posts, and then other ones, it's like, oh, okay, who are you? I never met you, and it's like you never heard of my Facebook or YouTube. Okay, cool. What's up, man? It's
crazy
it's cool.
To me, I think it's very interesting, especially from like when I started looking at it from the analytics side, from the website, if not from my advertising stuff I've been doing recently, seeing where stuff gets shared cross-platform. How it's not ever actually what one doing good all the time. They just move back and forth of what's being popular, what's getting hits, stuff like that. And so you have to cross post stuff like that because they're always going to be bouncing up and down depending on like someone will be a slam dunk on one and not even get looked at on the other one, and then vice versa tomorrow. It's like what the crap.
I like what Jerry's been doing on his TikTok a lot is where he just picks a topic, speaks on it for whatever 2-3 minutes, boom, kind of tells his thoughts. I like that.
Heck yeah, man. And those flex videos, people love to see that flex and dumb stuff. It's crazy. One video I put on there, and it was literally a video shoot Slam 2018 of this guy from Brazil, I believe, because that's where 99% of my views are from.
Oh wow.
Literally just like one of those stunt walls but built into the car. I mean, it's nice. Like his trunk literally raises up, speakers are there, and he's sitting there with 415 Orions, both doors open, just giving a demo, and speakers just everywhere. 1 million views, and it's like, I mean, that's cool, but there's a lot like, and then you throw up a video with someone doing a hair trick, or you know what I mean, like doing a 163, and there's like 1,000 views, and it's like, well,
Well, you know what's crazy is like the way YouTube works and the CPM and the RPM. You can have a 1 million viewed video that's like Brazil or China or somewhere like that, versus a 10,000 view video in mostly American views, American, Australia, England, and you will make more money off that than you would the 1 million view one. Because the way the brains
See,
work,
that's what Kayla was telling me the other day. She literally brought that up, the same thing you just said. And that's nuts. I mean, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Because they want to pay you for the people that are going to buy their stuff or whatever.
So if they're it's funny. A lot of them, and they probably don't even have access to buy a lot of stuff and shipping and stuff like that. So they're just completely null and void. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Right. So it is crazy. Like, even though I don't get real high views, I'm on my best videos, I'm like 10,000 views, somewhere like that. But my RPM's really high for the amount of views I get. So like the views that I am getting are quality. So I'm making pretty decent money off of lower viewed videos.
Right, because you got the people in the area that pay whatever higher, and I'm sure you have a lot of returning viewers too all the time. You know what I mean? You got that.
Dude, 75% of my views are non-subscribers.
Wow.
It might be returning viewers though, but yeah, which is crazy.
The funny thing
and that's
too,
good though, because it's getting out there. It's getting out there.
I was looking the other day on the Power Hog thing is there's like 200 plus more people that follow the page that don't like it, and you're like, who are you watching? Like,
Right.
but yeah, like I see you. But
Heck yeah. It's funny how we got on YouTube and analytics and stuff like that, but hey, it's with the business and what we do.
Do we have a conversation topic for tonight or no?
No.
Yeah, it was
AMAs,
just AMA. Ask us anything here.
Like if we have like 3 minutes, I've actually. When do you think my first YouTube video came out?
2017.
2016, 2015, easy.
2015 was my first YouTube video, but actually, I have a YouTube video from 13 years ago. Do you guys want to see it?
Sure.
I don't know. Let me share my screen.
Go ahead.
And then you can check it out. A lot of people don't know about this. Can you pop it up yet?
Can you hear me chewing or anything? Is that loud or anything or no?
It's not that bad.
Sorry, I'll go put it aside. Dude, I did.
All right, Andy, add that to the show and I'll play it and you can see it.
Gotcha. Oh, there we go.
Alright, here's all the stuff that Stretchville.
So what this was it was like 2008, 2009. My sister, which is actually has cerebral palsy, her husband had MS, and Crutchfield had a contest called "You Dream It, We Help You Build It," and you had to write an essay in. So I wrote an essay in. We won. We got like $2,500 worth of gear, $1,500 worth of gear.
That's
we
wicked.
we put a system in his wheelchair, and then made a little video of it. So this is technically my first YouTube video. When is it? June 26, 2008.
Nice.
June.
How many?
Heck yeah, man.
25,000 views.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a decent amount. It's crazy. Some old YouTube videos just get tons and tons of views, man.
Look at that. Look, there, it's old school. Got the old iPod.
Hell yeah. Now, it's funny, too. I got on YouTube. I was doing my build progress on the 79 Civic that I obviously have commitment issues on and never finished. And then I got into doing Will It Run videos. And then that was like way before it's popular, too. I have them on there, but there's not too bad stuff. That's a wicked wheelchair stereo right there.
Yeah, and everything had to be removable. So that's why I just strapped it. And then I put some little street glow. You'll see in a few seconds. Sadly, Eric has passed away, but he was a cool dude, man.
You like the wheelchair though?
That's cool. You did that, man.
Yeah, he jammed this thing out like crazy. You wouldn't believe how loud this shit was.
I believe it.
That is awesome.
Loud.
You almost need to repost that, man, and do like what we're doing here. That's cool.
Yeah. And then you see we got it going with the bass there, the lights.
Wow.
That's cool though, man. That's wicked. Now, was that running off the wheelchair battery or no?
That's running off one of the wheelchair batteries because there's like 4 or 6 of them in there that are parallel.
Wow.
It's like
is that like lead acid ones, or I guess it would be lead acid.
No, they were lead acid, yeah.
Yeah. So you're not drawing much power off it. It probably didn't even notice it affect the life that much.
No, that was that little Kenwood. CCA, yeah. that was that little Kenwood dual 6x9 with the built-in amp.
Oh wow!
And then just a head unit to power the deck.
That's wicked though.
You got him hooked now, Vega. You got him hooked.
I'll put one up. You want to see a Scott video?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to switch back to my other account. Let's see.
It's on Crutchfield's website. I think I have it saved on my playlist under vlog playlist as well.
My first video is not bad. It has 6,976 views.
There you go.
Let's pull this bad boy up.
Yeah. This is cool. Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight, man. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
What happened to Casey? You just go to sleep?
Him and Caitlin, they wouldn't order food and they're hanging out.
Oh.
I got mine primed up, Andy.
Gotcha.
This is what I was doing on YouTube at the time. I was showing off the 79 Civic back before I started the motor swap. I
love those old Civics, man. They're so
that's a 1 of 500 made Jackson Racing wide body kit. There's only 500 ever. So I did that for a while, and I got pretty good feedback. I mean, like I said, obviously it's not that much, but where we go? Your videos. I was doing the Will It Run stuff was pretty cool, where I drug like this one Civic out from like a graveyard thing and took and got it running. But the funny thing is like come to find out when these videos got popular of them doing it and stuff like that, I was completely cutting out everything everyone wanted to see of like you dragging it out of the hole and like changing the points and all that stuff. I'm like, I changed the points, put a gas tank in it, and busted my butt and didn't record any of it. And that's not what you want to see. I got to go back to it. I'm not trying to take this up too much time, guys. But
no, we're just chilling, man.
I liked it.
Wait, what's your favorite car that you've ever built / had?
The 79 Civic. My dad owned this car when I was a kid, and my dad bought this car from the guy who originally wide bodied it, and after it was in sport compact car, and then he sold it to his business partner, and then it sat 14 years, and then I bought it back, and then that's when I daily.
Did you put in the drift tag?
I did everything. It was just a regular. Yeah, I put that's cover work. That's a shop in my round.
That's actually, a clean freaking bay, dude.
It's not finished yet though, but yeah, it's getting there. That's a JDM CRX engine in it.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to get that Brain X alternator on the purple one. And then I've done a bunch of stuff since this video. I just haven't recorded it, but I bought that whole parts car that I did that Will It Run video on just for those interior parts, and I sold the car.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the car when I was a kid, and I don't have to share the whole thing, but the car when I was a kid was taken and all tweed interior, and then so that got all got yanked out.
That's legit old school, right?
It was cool though, but it got so I never got any of it, so it all got put in bins and stuff like that. It had Volkswagen Recaro seats in it that were super tight, but they nobody knew what happened to them, and so I got the car, had no seats in it. My buddy's dad gave me a Toyota Tacoma passenger truck seat. I just plopped it on the floor and I drove it home like that. So the guy had to have a vehicle. His transmission went out in this thing. I've been trying to buy my dad's car back for years. It's been sitting outside for like 12 years now at this guy's house, and because I gotta have something to drive now. I was like, I will trade you my Integra. The car I was daily driving every day. I was like, I will trade you my Integra straight up. I go out there and then I do my old Will It Run stuff, and then I got it running. Boom! I started driving it that day after it sat for 12 years, and it was kind of like an old Knox to Pops and him too, because neither one of them could ever get it running good enough to drive it every day. It always had some kind of mishap or misfunction and stuff like that, because it was a car stereo car for like over a decade. All it was made to do was idle and just charge batteries. That's all it really did. Get on the trailer, cut them off, crank and charge batteries. They didn't really drive it.
Wow. So what organizations did he compete in?
Dude, it's back in the 90s, Spring Break Nationals, Nopi Nationals, stuff like that. I don't know what the actual SPL classes they were doing at the time and stuff like that. It was a show car at the time now, not like a SPL
I know there was no like Mecca or anything like that or whatever.
But
that's cool though, man. Heck dude.
I would come up from elementary school and buff that car. That's like that. That's how. Yeah.
Hey, you got it now, man.
What's funny though? Yeah. Well, the funny thing is though, because it's more like my dad was like, "I'm teaching you how to buff the car." I was like, "Actually, you're getting me to buff the car, and I just don't know it." Yeah.
He Mr. Miyagi'd your ass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude. Looking back on it in the 3rd grade now, he's like, "You ready to learn?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's learn, Dad." He got me one time. He's like, "You want to go 4-wheeling?" I'm like, he had a Dodge Dakota, had like 33s and stuff. I'm like, "Yeah, I want to go 4-wheeling. What are you talking about?" Little did I know it was 4-wheeling to like go move like freaking telephone poles somewhere, and I'm like, "This is not fun. I do not want to be doing this." Like, he's like, "I said 4-wheel drive. I didn't tell you what we'd be doing, son." And I'm like, "You got me there, Pops."
I can't. So, speaking of the 79, and you sold your amp, what do you plan on running with that now for the Q class?
I kind of want to find a KX amp.
2400?
Kind of want to go 2400.
I'll keep my eyes open. I see them. If you can get it for like $500-600, snag it. It's worth it.
I'm thinking, yeah. I want to do the KX and then the 4-channel with a key. on the
Ooh.
and then do the QS 6.75s. I've been wanting to do those. In all reality, as soon as I decided I was doing on the kicker stuff, the JP95 is a great amp. I have no problem with it. It just wasn't going to be enough power to do 4 of the QS and the 212. Just not enough power.
No. Yeah. I mean, it works for it is because, when you have like a 5-channel or anything, it has a mono.
So one amp solution. And
then a 4-channel built into it. One, it's going to be big, and then 2, you might as well just have 2 different amps so you can get more bass. I mean, it works for your, basic setup and stuff. But, you're going to be having a wall in there. You're going to need some power.
You can put an 8 in that Civic.
Well, Kip's in here. We're doing 212s. Sure. I had 2 Polk DXI 12s. It was when I was a kid. It was walled off with a Resident Engineering RE18, and with a T3000 the back. The T3000 took up the whole back glass.
The whole back, yeah.
Yeah, those were big surfboards, especially even back then too. They were huge.
That's what started my fetish with them. Then, man, it's like I saw that big, Resident Engineering 18 and the T3000 there, and I'm like, there's nothing better than this.
Did you guys see? So, have you messed with the Stereo Integrity HT18?
Have not.
Mm-mm.
Oh, dude, they used to sell them for $150 shipped.
Oh, wow.
18-inch high roll surround. It was like 600 watts RMS, 3-inch coil. They're bringing version 3 out. It's gonna be $189
for 18.
For an 18, dude, I don't know if it's shipped or not, but it's
regardless for a $200 18. If you buy a freaking 4 or 6 of them, dude, you'd be windy real quick.
I think I'm gonna order one just to play with.
Trooper needs 2. They're $189, man.
Dude, I don't even care about bass, to be honest.
I know.
Wait, Vega say what? Wait, repeat that.
Bro, I drive that Civic every single day without the radio on more times than not, okay? Yeah.
You guys, I'm sorry.
It makes
my
truck
bad
seem
for you guys.
Dude, now that I'm not dailying the Excursion, if I drive the Civic all week with a stock radio, the Excursion seems loud as crap now, okay? So it's like, why taint it?
I can't.
I just listen to a podcast on the way to work, so I do anyway.
That's what I do too. But when I'm listening to music, then I miss the bass. Like, oh man, I need something to fill it in.
Throw something small in there. You got so much stuff laying around right now. Dude, you could throw a 12 and a single amp in there.
Yeah.
Kip says, "Good evening, everyone. Just got home from some Mexican dinner birthday party." Oh man, he's watching his stream on the toilet right now. I know.
He'll be sharting on him later. Yeah,
sharting on him.
Yeah,
I can't, dude. I need not bass, but just louder music than normal, at least in every car, or if I'm driving it a certain amount of distance. Other than the Pilot, but it's like the Pilot. When I bought it, it had a 10-speaker system. It was more than your average something, and that's what I'm upgrading today. I just purchased technically today, last night at 1 a.m. I got on the way a replacement subwoofer for the Pilot, an 8-inch Comp RT. I bought a Kiss Lock for to get that signal from the stock, all pass filters and all that kind of fun stuff. And I mean that was a lot right there. And but heck yeah, man. Key lock and a Kiss Lock for Kayla's car because she's still got a stock head unit, and I didn't want anything fancy, and the all-pass filters on that are not too bad. But I wanted to get something in the Pilot where I'm going to have more bass, and obviously I'm adding an amplifier. I got enough kicker amps, so I'm going to throw a DX 250.1 on it. So it's a dual 4, so 2 ohms, 250 RMS, and the sub handles 3. Maybe add more power, but I mean in a half cubic foot enclosure, it'll be good. It'll be good.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Hey, whenever you go to get new equipment, do you ever think man, I'm looking at something that's not kicker, but then people are going to be like, hey, you're the kicker guy. What are you doing?
It has to be kicker. I know I have other amps that would probably fit the bill, but it's like I need something small and kicker.
I had to spread my stuff out, dude. I've been blessed and very fortunate and stuff like that. But for instance, when I would just Power Hog Scott, that's all I could talk about all the time. Dude. People are like, why are you talking about other brands on this? I'm like, dude, I can be an enthusiast. And I feel like, too, if you are not testing other stuff, if you're not listening to other stuff and seeing what you like and don't like, then you can't be biased if you only know one product.
Yeah.
Right.
But
absolutely. I mean, I that's why I love doing these amp dynos and stuff. Like, I just counted. I got 22 amps that I can test and need to test. And it's just cool, I never had that much stuff, and that's just amplifiers and not subwoofers. Like I got, other stuff, a Infinity, a I got JL. I had Rockford Fosgates. I mean, just right now, what I have, just stuff here and there that I got off people, or I just wound up collecting, and it's cool, because then it almost makes you appreciate your brand in some ways.
Especially
it really
when it
does.
Good. Yeah, especially when it does good, or something you like better about your brand.
Heck
Right.
yeah. One brand that I would never sleep on, other than Alpine and whatever, Audiobahn.
I
Oh man,
will disagree with you.
I always dislike
Efficiency
audio
wise, the Flame series, the 600 watt or 800 watt, whatever they were, the efficiency is, I think it's higher than like a Kicker Comp. It did a better score on the same power, and I'm like, wow. I mean, like that's
But-
obviously one scenario, but I was
Still
like,
in the car, yeah.
And
they get
that's not
hot.
bad.
They get really hot.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's all.
The
of
amps
them, so.
were always overrated. They
Oh, yeah.
probably done like 70% of rated, something like that. They
The
weren't as bad
subs have
as
huge basket covers on them, like these huge, like, oh, it looks awesome. Like, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
huge cover for your tiny motor.
Hey, you know who else does that?
JL. No.
And Rockford Fosgate.
Yeah, they do.
Rockford Fosgate,
And
yeah,
Kicker.
the Boss. They put those big old bottom ends
They
on
all
there.
do it. Hey,
Dude.
none of them can say they don't do it because they all
That's
do
funny too. Even like looking at, that's when my dad was a Rockford rep 96 to 06, and I remember seeing the original P1, P2, P3, and they're still very like modern looking speakers today. If you see like a clean example of one, but you see them pop off the big silver plate off the bottom of it, and see this tiny little 45-ounce slug, and you're like, put that back on there. It's like that math thing for like the drugs thing, and like, okay, put that back down. I don't want to. I think
dude.
more bass when I see the bigger speakers.
it. The first time I got a Rockford P3,
Took
I
the
was
booty
like-
off.
I
I've been
took it
lied
off.
to.
and I was looking at it, I was like, not only is this big, it's like heavy. Like, how much does this weigh? It weighed 5 pounds almost.
Oh, wow.
Just the rubber boot.
Wow.
I like P3s though, man. I've had a bunch of
Yeah.
P3s.
Oh yeah, they sound great. They play loud.
I know when I was younger, seeing Rockford Fosgate and P3, 123, and you would see the T series, and those were like the aluminum looking ones, and it's like, wow, that looks loud. And they're nice.
Yeah.
They're
There's
nice.
some things
I
they
was,
can do to add to that though, guys. It can, if you're using an efficient motor off the speaker, sometimes they'll. Now, don't get me wrong. There's no excuse to have this huge honking back thing on it to make it look like it's big, but you can use it to change the displacement of a driver.
You're right.
Yeah.
Take up more of the enclosure.
Yeah.
Huh. Never thought of it that way. I thought it was just for looks. Come on, Scott. You're making us look
Yeah.
bad now.
Sorry.
Hey, it still sounds like an excuse to me.
Yeah.
I didn't fall for it.
I could just be spoon-fed the marketing, okay? Yeah.
What about audio pipe? I've had a little bit of, with the Shark amps, because they're just
Yeah.
audio pipe amps inside.
I
never really ran the subs.
I think the subs and amps are great. They're just all ugly. Everyone
Yeah.
of them's ugly. Everything
The-
that makes ugly.
I
Basic.
think catastrophic amp failures that should not be on. I'm not trying to downplay it, but
Yeah.
I've heard of other. And I bought one Terra amps, and it lasted 3 songs in my truck. That's the only
Oh.
thing is in.
I got one here. Sounds like a sack full of buttholes.
I can't say it sounded bad. And
I
while
plugged
my
it in. I knew instantly. I was like, dude, this is terrible.
and that's one, yeah, I know, and it's what from a manufacturer standpoint, retail standpoint, however you want to do it, it's kind of, and as a competitor and stuff, people get in there like, yeah, man, how do I make mine sound like this? I want to make my truck sound like this. You're like, dude, I've got, let me try to brag on that. I've got a significant amount of money in these door things and just the amplifier to them. You can't just go buy, it doesn't even matter if you buy nice speakers. If you're throwing that cheapo, it doesn't even be Terrence 404 or whatever on it, that's dirty, full bridge power, you're not going to get, that's not an SQ thing. You can't just say, I want my doors to sound amazing and throw 4 PA speakers in on a full bridge amp. It's not going to sound that great. We'll be loud as snot. You can make some halfway okay stuff with some filtering. Heck yeah. You're not going to get the imaging differentiation with tweeters, mid-range, none of that stuff that you're going to have to spend money for.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's cool. Stuff like that. See, I don't know all that. That's cool.
Well, I appreciate like Casey's demo. He had some pro mids,
Mm-hmm.
but he had some tweets, but they sounded good. They
Turned
were
down.
Yeah, they were tuned properly, where they're not just absolutely destroying your ears.
You don't need
Joe's
that much
got
power.
like 6 bullet tweeters in the front
that.
soundstage, and they sound amazing just because they're turned down
Yeah.
appropriately with your mids and highs.
Yeah. Dean says he likes the bullet tweets.
Yeah, all reality too. Like I talked crap forever of the same thing. You just like you did the band bullet tweets or whatever, and
Yeah.
I'm like, Joe, I can't really take and say that now because like your stuff sounds amazing, and you got like 6 in each door and an A pillar. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah, hey man, if you make them
All right,
good,
Scott, listen. You got to answer truthfully. Me or Vega? No, I'm just kidding.
I subscribe to his Patreon account, so
Yeah.
no, sorry, Andy.
It's all good, man.
No,
Is my favorite. I have a bunch of favorites. My favorite card. Obviously, I like Derek's videos because honestly, a lot of the amps that Derek tests, I don't care nothing about them at all. But the content's so good, and his style of video is so good that I watch them all.
we're going to see Dick Rickless, or we're going to see him.
Yeah. And I hate to say like it's the two guys that I work with, but I like 5 Stars videos, especially when they get in the install bay or when they're doing the overhead shot showing off the product. And I like Mark Cardio Fab, especially when he's getting back to his roots and doing the straight up like this is how we're doing this technique and all that. So.
Yeah, Mark reminds me of like the OG of what Dean does. You know what I mean? But Dean does it a little bit differently, maybe more thorough in some more installation ways. Yeah. Mark, I mean, he just did everything about everything in ways and kind of simplified it so we'd understand, kind of, but, he let on that he knew more than he let on, kind of thing.
See, I've been following Steve Mead since I was a wee young kid because my dad did the stereo stuff. I mean, it's also kind of funny because I always wanted to show my dad the Steve Mead videos. Like, Dad, check out this wall they're doing. Like, it's when they had the T15Ks and all that stuff. And that's probably actually, when I first started getting Steve Mead is when they had the T15Ks. And, that was young. I've been following EXO. I got to meet EXO this year at Excess Power Show. And that was I've been watching him, EXO, since he was posting the bass video, like bass drive-by video, stuff like that, his driveway with the original van. I learned how to do my first Big 3 setup by his original one, where they're doing like hammer crimps and electrical tape and stuff like that. That's when I want to do my Big 3 then. And so I would say Steve Mead and EXO, and then All Reality. So I got back into car audio by watching Big D videos. I saw the amp dyno things on Rockford stuff because I was already a Rockford fanboy, and I already started collecting some of like pristine examples of DSM amps and stuff like that, just because and they weren't even pulling big money at that time compared to what they are now. This is 4 or 5 years ago now, and then I don't know, got in with it. And here we are.
DIY guy's right, man. EXO's got that energy. He does.
Right.
He was cool
He's
in
crazy.
person like that too.
Well, he spends so much time. Like his edits and stuff are so intense. It's like honestly, the basshead community doesn't deserve the level of videos that he's putting out.
I know, and he's been doing that solid since 2009, 10.
Right.
I remember watching him like playing with a Jensen sub, like way back when, and then there was another video with his mom and some old speaker, and they were in the house or something doing something. I'm like, what is this guy? But I like it. He likes car stuff. It's cool.
Yeah.
Now
he's got his house too. He's doing the concrete for his shop and all that stuff. He's doing good. That's what sucks too. That day I met him, the day I met him, his first house deal didn't go through. So he just had the house deal not go through and came to the show.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey man, it's fantastic meeting, which I didn't try to make a big deal out because he was walking around getting demos and stuff. We were hanging out, and I'm like, man, I've been following him all the time. It's like I appreciate that stuff like that. I was like, how's your day going today, man? He's like, oh, my house deal just fell through, and I'm like,
damn.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, EXO's awesome. We got a chance to hang out with him at a fall meet several years ago.
Oh yeah, where he's next to you guys, towering over him.
Yeah. Well, he's a little guy, man.
I think this comment serves. This is a very good comment from DIY guy.
I love Soundman too. I forgot. I didn't give it to him. Dude, what if it sounds like shit?
Yeah.
I remember watching Derek's videos like probably about 2015, 16. And it was, a little bit different. He didn't have, I'm trying to think, did he have the actual dyno machine? I don't think he did. He didn't have the old scope, but he had the other thing that you have, the AMM1 or whatever. And I was watching, I was like, cool. And then I was listening to your guys' podcast, but it wasn't on Spotify. It wasn't on YouTube, and maybe it might have been on YouTube, and I was listening to you guys, and then he'd bring you up, and then I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I started looking at your stuff. I'm like, who's this guy? Okay, cool. And it's cool because like I've been watching you guys for years, just kind of like in the background, and it's like now I know you guys, and it's it's awesome.
Cool. That's one thing I love about that's one that I told you at the beginning on our podcast, because it humanizes a lot of people, and like I've already gotten people who are like, oh, even though it's very humbling, it's like look up to you or find you inspirational or anything like that at all. But it's cool that it humanizes a lot of people interviewing him and stuff like that. You know, like for instance, we had Kip on the other night. You see, he's a regular guy running back and forth, just being a wicked cool dude. You know what I mean? He's not, you know, just he's any different than us. Or the YouTubers stuff. You see the big builds, or you see the quality videos they put out that look super professional, and you just find out this is an average guy that's got a day job just like you do, and he's doing a side grind too, man. And humble,
Right.
it's humbling. I didn't mean to ramble on it, but yeah.
No. The first time I met Kip was at the fall OSS meet in Texas. And so that's when I was like, yeah, man, Kip's awesome. We were telling stories about the campfire, making, you know, toasted marshmallows. He spent all day at that show with us from the beginning to the end. So,
yeah, that's what I was saying too. Like, just Kicker in general. Like, the first time I met anybody that's actually at Kicker was just a John Myers encounter in the wild with Casey. It was,
yeah,
I mean, it was for like 45 minutes. And I'm like, I'm not an RF guy anymore. I'm sorry.
How's your dad feel about that? Is it like bittersweet, or he knows that you're doing your own thing and he's more proud of you that way? Like
either way, that way, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been pretty cool so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, what happened to Budget Gem or Budget Bus? I know his name. I forget his name.
Scholarship Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan Blankershaft or Blankership. Yeah, him. What happened? I know he was posting videos like every week.
He's a Subaru dealer, and he just opened a new Subaru dealership in a new location.
There's that old school Rockford guy now that does the dynos and stuff like that in the YouTube videos. There's pretty good stuff. He does it in the old school Rockford. I might have to pass you a link off. It's kind of like underground right now, but he's doing some AMM1 dynos on old Rockford amps and head units and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Is that trying to think of his name?
I know there's Face Kicker. He does stuff too.
Another one, that guys. If you don't watch him, this guy's actually a buddy of mine. Crazy Logic 007. He's probably seen him in the chats every once in a while.
Oh, Damon,
yeah. If you watch his live streams on like the amp repair stuff, it taught me a lot of stuff a couple of years ago on power supply sections and output sections. And some of it you can't really translate to new amps, but if you understand a Class D or a Class AB, how it works and switching works, you can go into an amp and follow the power and make things, you know, of how things work. And I guess, you know, you probably have a good input on that, Rob. So like a lot of people look into an amp and like, I don't understand what's going on here. Well, like if you know, do any kind of research at all and see what the components you're looking at are, you can really follow an amp input to output on most amplifiers with the Class D, because they're pretty weird, but it's pretty cool once you get the layout down and you can see what's going on.
Oh yeah, and you know, in all of Derek's videos, he always tells you what components are what, you know, and he's very into that portion of it, which is cool because a lot of people are like tech heads about it and they want to know the microfarads on the
brands and everything.
Yeah.
They're like, these are copies of this, and you're like,
right.
Whoa, well, I didn't know that, bud.
You got to make it fun to watch for the viewer, you know, and how he does it. It's just, you don't want to mess with it. It's perfect the way he does it. It's not too short, not too long.
Right.
And
they've changed all a little bit, just like Hi-Fi's videos changed. Yours has too, buddy. Like you kind of mold it all the time. You kind of see like especially the YouTubers that do it on a regular basis, that you'll take and get your mold and change. Like I like your new intro change. Like I was just watching a 12V talk from like a year and a half. Oh, I was watching I was just doing my research. I was watching the Kip one from like a year and a half ago of Kip on y'all or whatever. And like Rob's room looks totally different now. The lighting's way better. He's got a better camera, all that stuff. So it's like things progress.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like it's weird sometimes. Like I'll do a video and it's like I want to talk about the other video that I did about the other product that has something similar with it, but I'm like, man, that editing was bad. The audio wasn't great. Like compared to now, it's like I almost want to redo it again, you know. But it's like I'm not even at that point. I got so much content I want to do, and it's just running out of time, and I don't want to push out so much content, and then I have nothing, and then I'm like, oh no, what do I do? You know, so.
That's a hard lesson. That's a lesson I learned. Is I would have videos banked, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do midweek videos, and don't. Just if you have them banked one a week, just release them like that. Bank up as many as you can. That way, if you need a break, you can just take a break and still have video. Because people don't realize what it takes week to week to have content every single. You know, like me, I have one video for my channel at least. I've been doing those short amp dynos. So that's, 1.5, not even really half. And then I do 2 live streams. 2 days of live streaming.
Yeah, back to back.
And 2
3.
on, yeah, so on one day. But yeah,
The king of stream.
I don't know, man. Dean still got me beat. They stream Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, and he streams with me on Thursday.
I need
And
to
then
start
Friday
watching
morning.
his streams on his. It's just on the 5 car. Right.
I missed
check that out.
I forget the name. I feel bad now. What was the name of the other podcast with the DO audio guy? And,
Sound Advice.
Yeah, I missed Sound Advice, man. Not that obviously it takes up too much time, but then it kind of fizzled out, didn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
I thought they were going to keep going, but I think I think Nick had some stuff like with kids getting into baseball and sports and all that stuff, and it kind of ate up more time than he expected. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, like just like me, like we're pretty much. I'm committed Friday afternoons now. Like what are you doing Friday night? Like, I do my podcast on Friday night. Yeah, I'm not coming over with you later.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how it is, man.
I know.
Thursday.
Tuesdays and Fridays I'm booked, and then it's like, okay, I got to post Thursday. I don't want to post Wednesday because the algorithm. Thursday, and then it's like Saturday and Sunday I could, but it's like I don't want to interfere with you guys either because at some point, whatever. But it's just like the weekends. It's like that's when I'm testing. And then like Monday, Tuesday, Monday when I go to work, I'll be editing. I'll try to, if I have the, info on my phone or computer, whichever way I'm doing it. And then it's like, I want to be ready the day before. And then
you got to get one ahead.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it. I would say, like, my advice, I don't know where yours plots, but Sundays, Mondays are some of the best days to drop a video. Or if you're going to do it Wednesday, do it like 5-ish, 6, something like that.
That's why I started later, because I was posting them at like 12, 1, and I'm like, I'm not getting too much traction. Like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, more people rolling in.
People getting off work. That's one thing. Andreas Formani or whatever, the RE audio guy, he preached to me all the time. Even on sale ads, stuff like that. If you want people to see it when they're at home, Because even if I see something at work, like I'm not going to engage with it the same or look at it as long with the time if I'm going to be sitting home at my desk or at my couch or whatever.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. You got to make good content too, and it's like I don't want to cheap out. I watch some guys, and they'll just sit there and talk. And like I could do that too, but it's like I want to do stuff that it's like it's solid. You know what I mean? You can go back and watch it again. You're like, okay, let's see how they did and enjoy it.
He's got to have rewatchability, yeah, dude. So for instance, like we'll go back and watch old interviews, or I get kind of stuck on it of like oh man, like Joe Rogan podcast. Like I'm only gonna listen to new ones. Like wait, no, dude, there's tons of old episodes that I need to go back and hear these people's conversations. I don't care if they're talking about a subject topic from a year ago. If it's like current news, but most of it's not that.
No, you know what, they used to do like Joe Rogan Clips channel on YouTube where they do the highlights. They need to do that in audio form because I had to take them off the list because I can't dedicate 4 hours to you 2 days a week.
What sucks too is like I don't know about you, I have Spotify Premium. I still have like 15-minute B-roll ads on the Joe Rogan podcast. I'm like, I thought I'm paying for not to have this.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But I like the content, but just give it to me quick, man. Like I don't want to, like 4 hours is, if that's the only podcast you listen to, that's great. But I listen to, I bet I've got like 50 podcasts.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's a ton of them. Yeah, like Deviant brought up the Steve-O podcast is good. I like, there's a Grant Cardone podcast is good. I like, there's quite a few of them, man. All the car audio guys, that's the main ones I watch. But
all I'd be listening to car audio stuff.
Yeah.
Or X22 report, but that's a totally different subject.
Yeah.
And there for a long time, like it was basically just 12E Talk was the only one you get in audio. But now there's a few others that's come along. One of them I can't remember. I can't remember what it's called. It was something. CMA, I think, does audio.
Yeah, CMA, the Canadian. Yep.
Yeah.
Theirs is too early. Like I get the notification, I'm like waking up, I'm like, ugh.
It's really industry. It's like very industry.
Yeah.
And
everyday audio was good.
Dude, they used to do it all the time, and now they be going live right before kicker, and it's like I can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that.
What's your schedule like? Well, before the kicker live stream, are you like getting all the kids set up? Like I gotta get my snacks. I gotta get.
Oh yeah, it's like you got to prepare. It's like, okay, listen, are we gonna eat through the show? Or are we gonna eat before the show? Because I need to know what's going on, And then it's like, okay, is Oakley fed? Is Bryson okay? Okay, so like I got my drink here. All right, I'm chilling. All right, are the kids being good, or am I watching this somewhere else? You know what I mean?
And see what Andy also
usually we
tell
do
you.
pretty good though. You know, she
Yeah.
wants to watch it too. Because I was going to do that. I was going to watch it on a projection screen in Bryson's room, and like, you can guys go downstairs. I'll watch it by myself. She's like, no, I want to watch it with you. I'm like, oh, okay.
What he also
So-
doesn't tell you guys is that Caleb make him take all that stuff down when he's done every time. Okay, so it's like
Dude, that'd be a freaking nightmare.
yeah. You
Yeah.
put your things away now.
Yeah.
That's it. No, it's fun though. Yeah, it's definitely a ritual. You know what I mean? Because it's like even with this podcast too. You know, and it's like I want to be ready just in case. And that's another thing that messes up with my YouTube, because it's like I want to make sure that I'm ready for Friday to stream or Tuesday, because Kip called me an hour before. Hey, you want to go live? And I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. You know, I'm already ready. And my equipment to record is also the equipment I use to stream. And all my stuff's over there. I got to bring the computer, the laptop, the microphone, the camera, the SPL Lab software, everything. I got to move everything over there, turn that on, get the reactive load set up, and then after I'm done over there, I got to move everything over here and then do my intro and extra or outro or whatever I decide to do.
You know what'd
and
be cool, Lane? I'm sorry. It
No,
might be-
you're good.
If you did, I think it'd be cool. And that's how I leave it now, because I realize you have your test bench set up over there, right? And then now you're over here in the corner.
Yeah.
You should do your voiceover thing. There's like a little square of you sitting at your spot there in the corner, like in the bottom corner of the screen. So like when you're doing your talking or whatever, you have you sitting where you're sitting at doing the voiceover or whatever.
Right, that would be cool to do, like, you know, instead of my audio during the test, like how Derek does a lot of his, where it's just a voiceover of the thing, and then you could put a little clip of me up there, or just do the voiceover. I don't know, I'm really stuck on, like, the initial reaction of me. Whenever I talk and I'm on live, I'm better than I am, like, reading and looking at something I know what's going to happen. And it's like, I don't want to lose that. That's the only thing that stops me from doing it. And
We gotta get you a bass knob.
I know, I need one. I keep talking to Jacob. He says it's in stock. It says there's 2, but I can't buy it. I really want to get that DS18 bass knob with voltmeter. Because isn't that what Derek has? Or he has something similar to that.
It's all just a potentiometer and a volt screen. It's all
Right.
the same thing.
Well, I think he just uses the knob on the radio, like I do.
Oh, I swear he had one. Unless it might have been with like the sundown amplifiers
Right.
or the...
He'll-
Yeah.
If they come with one, he uses it.
Okay. Yeah, I think they're cool, and I would like to have that, because then it will work with any amp. You know, people can see the voltage clear as day.
Yeah.
And I got a bass knob, you know?
Right.
Gain all the way up.
I got a stick. I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek. Let me grab it.
City Library. I can't 25.
I'm gonna do a video on this one, so I don't want to show it all the way off. But I got one all the way from the land down under.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
See if I can get it to.
I think he's talking about Mazda 2828.
Nice. That was good.
So we're gonna.
It was comfortable with the triangle like that. I bet it's nice in your hand.
Yeah,
I didn't even see it. Let me see that. I was looking at the comments. Ooh.
Okay, hear me out. I've got a tap. It's in
Nice.
the garage downstairs. I have a tapped grenade, like a World War II grenade that they drilled the bottom out of with the all stuff out of. And I'm like, I could take and put a potentiometer in that, where my base leads out the bottom of it, have like a physical, actual hand grenade. But I don't know. What if I get pulled over? They're like, is that a freaking grenade?
Listen, officer, it's not what it looks like.
Right.
Man, I was being stupid.
We know how
the other
that
day
goes.
With Casey, I got pulled over basing like a dum-dum. But like, the cop was cool about it. But I was like, I'm going to burp a little bit with the cop right in front of me. And like he got in the turning lane, slammed on his brakes, blue light right behind me. I'm like, oh, play stupid games, God, play stupid games. And he was like, do me a favor, it's city limits, don't do that. I'm like, I got you, sir. It will not happen again.
2284, my bad, buddy.
Yeah.
2828, you know, the same thing. Heck yeah, dude.
Close enough.
Yeah, we'll have to get him on one of the times too, you know, for the Rolling Thunder. He's really knowledgeable about lithium and stuff, and he's always in the comment section stirring up something, but he's a cool guy.
Do it.
Heck yeah. Baby Yoda. See, all you guys got these fancy bass knobs, man. Before the Kicker KX, you know, Bluetooth bass knob, I really didn't use the bass knob. I felt like it just messed with things
gone.
and just
Bass knob's
wa-
gone too. The wireless bass knob.
I know. Well, it had its issues. I had some stumbles with it. I had to return one. It just kind of got stuck in shock mode, or I think the first time it happened, the potentiometer went, and that was from me pushing too hard. You know what I mean? You push it harder, it gets louder. So for me doing that, boom, 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 it messed with that. So I returned and got that. And then the second problem I had with it was it got stuck in shock mode when it didn't even say it, but it was like playing the music, and I'm like, why does it sound like I'm underwater? Why does it sound weird? And I was like thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? It sounds like that shock. So I was talking to Kip, and then we kind of just did like a hard reset on it, repaired it, boom, went away. I'm like, I knew it. It was the shock. It got stuck, but I haven't had a problem since. They are super convenient. They're awesome. You know, it's like you pull it out, and it's like, look at that. And they're like, how are you doing that? Bluetooth, bro. But it's something you want to hold on to and never let go, because I don't think they're going to make another one. They are cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome, though. Joe, I've got actually see what Joe does. He's got front door, back doors, and a freaking sub bass knob. So he leaves his stuff on like full tilt,
and then walks away.
Does it with the gain knobs. They have a Sky High Car Audio 6-channel one that I'm thinking about getting. Where it's
wow.
Yeah, where it's like a flask almost with 3 bass knobs on it.
Oh yeah. The Alpine. I mean, all head units have a sub level, but
I think it's for on the fly.
It's for driving around.
Right. Yeah, and the bass knob is like mainly for if you got legitimately loud system where you need to turn that down. Like you need to have it all the way down at some points, you know.
And then on top of that too, let's say you're coming up on a red light, you're full tilt real quick, and like you don't have to turn your stereo down. You just
do. Yeah.
Or also if I'm playing 17 hertz, I can't be full tilting that thing. You know, I'll be bottom a sub out. You know what I mean? So you gotta take it. You got some reserve.
My pet peeve though with some people is it's like, I know why they do it now, but when I first got a demo of it, they'd be blasting their mids and highs with their bass knob all the way down for like a good 30 seconds. And it's like, what does this even sound like? And then they just go and hit you, and it's like, wow, that's loud, but you didn't need to do it that long. Come on, man. What are you doing?
Rob's like 5 seconds of audio, or I'm getting out. Okay. But you got to think about it too, though. So it's more convenient. So every single day, fight me, I don't care otherwise. Every single day, any and Y, having an inline source RCA bass knob is going to be better than somebody using a gain, knob on their amplifier.
Right. I think so too.
Sure.
Derek likes the gain, but I like it because you can set your gain, and the knob's not going past that.
Yeah. Just like me, I leave my stuff to where I can take and pretty much play it at full volume with the gain up, and I know I'm not going to break anything. You can't do that with a gain knob because let's say you have your amp set at, even if you do it with the volume all the way up and the thing turned all the way up, your source changing, all that stuff, you don't know if you're clipping or not. Also, especially if you don't have a clip indicator, but luckily the kicker one does, But
right. It's nice too, and it tells you when you clip early. It's like 0.05% THD. It's not 0.1.
Yeah, the Power Hog sub-amps, they'll clip, soft clip yellow, hard clip is red.
Right.
So
but yeah, cool. My first experience with a bass knob, because like I had one on another amp and I didn't even use it, and I had one for the Shark 3500, and this was before I knew how to like actually set my gain properly, had someone set my gain, and then I threw in the bass knob, and it actually, full tilt boogie, it was actually quieter, so then what you do, you turn your gain up. So it was weird how like just plugging in in the bass knob full tilt, it was still quieter than with it out. I think it was something in the production where they cut corners.
Yeah. Could be the potentiometer, or could RCA voltage. If you already had like a low RCA voltage, you put it like at 2 volts. So if
I think it was just 2 volts then. Yeah.
And you probably weren't 2 volts, so you're at full volume almost.
Yeah.
So you probably lost RCA voltage.
You said Full Tilt Boogie, the song. Did Kicker put that out as a download yet?
I want that song.
I'm about to rip it and rebase it.
Yes. Okay, Andy, give me 20 through 30. So
got you guys. That's another thing I want to get going again. It's just the time to do it. I got the Fruity Loops. I messed around with it. I got a little bit better, but I'm not no DJ Rusticles. But it's fun to do on the side.
As long as it's 20 through 30 hertz, I don't give a bee's knees.
22 to what? Did you say 14 to 22?
Okay, Casey, that's fine.
Casey,
yeah.
I can't.
Well, you're not going to be able to play those on your kickers, Scott, when you get them.
Touche.
Right? They only play that below 40 hertz, man. I'm telling you. You can push them all you want. They just stop dead in their tracks. It's terrible.
It's not even like a 24 dB slope. It's like a 96 dB slope.
Yeah, just
it falls right off. It just stops. Yeah. So you're doing the tone. It's like
it's not a crossover point. There's no crossover. It's just like a clip.
They have a capacitor on the side of the speaker. It's a bass blocker. But the I don't know. I think the Q class. I bet. Okay, so it's a fourth order wall B pillar in a '79 Civic. I think those two Q class are gonna get down.
Oh yeah.
No so question. I mean, like, and it's gonna be musical. So I mean, especially being a fourth order too. I'm gonna do the port all the way across the top of the roof, and it's got a vanity panel. So it's like my harness bar has a bolts to the front of the box, top panel for the top side of the subs, and there's a lit bottom panel for the bottom side of the subs. I should have the Drew Jones box online anytime now, but it's sick. It's sick.
Damn.
So hopefully the Comp Q's got a booty on them. People sleeping on that. It's a pretty thick sub.
Oh yeah.
I look at the Comp Qs as like almost like the CVX. I know they still have the CVX, but I mean in similarities with power handling and stuff like that, it's right up there, man. Nice. Yeah, did you see Kips that they're going to release the actual track? Now is that going to be on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube? Please tell me not YouTube. You know, something nice. That'll be cool.
When you blow up, don't forget about us. He's gonna be like a YouTube superstar in 2 weeks. Dropping rebase tracks. Dude,
yeah.
he goes on the billboard next week.
Ernie be making fire tracks, man. He does a lot of their audio stuff. He's been telling me it's cool. Let's see.
And more coming. That's what I thought.
He's
like
talking about the joystick.
Cool.
808.
Yeah, 808.
Yeah. I don't know. My first bass stuff was like Bass Mechanic, Techmaster PEB. I stole my dad's It Came From Outer Bass CD. It's the first bass CD I ever had. It Came From Outer Bass.
Right.
And then Computer Love. I deboed that one later. And he's like, "Where are my bass CDs going?" I'm like, "I don't know, Bob. I don't know." But the thing is, though, it's the same thing about I'm like playing him in my room when he's at work. You know, like because I didn't have a car then, so it's But
that's so cool though, like being with like your dad being a bass head. It's like I'm talking to one of my kids here. Like, what's it like, you know, having everything at your fingertips and then growing up and, you know, just doing your own thing.
It's cool and not. I had to get to a certain point in my life though, to where I just wasn't now, and that's one thing that it made me more humbled when I got really exposed to car audio, as far as getting into it, like in the last 2 or 3 years now, but. You get jaded as a young kid, as jaded on smaller systems or somebody's junky wiring or something like that. So someone being impressed by it, you're like, just like, put an example this way, okay? When you're covered in tattoos, everybody and their redneck mom wants to come up to you, "Look at my tattoo," and you're like, "It looks like a blind kid did it, dude." So like, I'm glad you took your time to to show that to me right now, but I don't know. But it's a difference, and now we can enjoy them, experience them, and take it and teach them up along the way, but. I don't know. It was cool to be able to shadow him and learn stuff and try to help as I could. Now, don't get me wrong, though. Did I learn a lot of stuff? Yes. But also, I was holding the flashlight that had 8D batteries in it with a single incandescent bulb. And that's learning as a kid. You're holding the flashlight. I didn't learn jack. I learned how to hold a light and point it. Okay.
Well, that's too damn bad.
That's too damn bad. But no, I learned a lot of good stuff. He taught me a lot of stuff, and it made it off the rip having an expectation level and a standard level expectation for installs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's some extra weight on your shoulders, but there's extra knowledge in your head. That's cool, and it's cool that you're still doing it, because there's a lot of parents out there that do things, and then their kids, they want to do something else, and I'm sure that's one thing, but, it's cool what you guys had, It's awesome.
For sure.
Right.
I had the bug a bit early, man. He put me in a Lightning Audio vehicle that was like a 150 plus S10 and a 215s in it and 4 T4000s in the bed. And it only did like a 53 or a 54 or something like that. But in like 04, that was like...
That's loud. Yeah. Even on the old meter, I don't know if that was Term Lab or the old...
Lab, yeah. It was audio control Term Lab then too. So it was like probably a 150, you know what I mean? But I was like... They were telling me as a kid, like, that could stop your heart. And I'm like... No way! Like, I went to school, dude. I sat in a stereo that could stop your heart, man, and and I'm just hooked from there. I saw my first pair of boobies at Spring Break Nationals at a car show. There was like demos. First pair of actual boobs in person I saw. I'm like, I like stereos, like. But,
no, you didn't need any convincing.
More. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I can't.
Still remember that day today.
I mean, we do everything we do in life because of boobs. Let's just be honest.
They run the world.
They do.
They run the world.
Yeah,
well, on that note, let's see if we get any other last questions before we wrap this up. Anyone in the comments section, or if you guys have anything to say, we'll go from there. And heck yeah, it's been fun, man. See if
that hour and a half, though. It's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Went by pretty quick. I didn't mean to ramble on there too much. A DIY,
No, you're good,
he
man. You're
loves
good.
movies.
No, I'm always up late anyway, and it's fun having you guys on here. And special guest Rob, man. I was like, yeah, okay, let's
Yeah,
go.
this is wicked.
My wife's like, what? You're streaming? I was like, dude, you better keep your eyes open. You're not gonna watch. She's talking about she wants to watch a movie, but she's listening to her phone. Just
Yep.
Yeah.
Just let her go back on TikTok. She'll forget about you in
Yeah.
5 minutes, and then you come down. She'll yell at you for something else. You know.
yeah.
Dude,
How
I've
it
been
goes.
working every day after work, so it's been like nice to not work one day after work this week.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, this is kind of work too, but not.
Now, when you say work, Snap-on, Power Hog, everything else in the basket.
Yeah, my other stuff in the
Everything's
pan
for
right
us.
now.
Everything's
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Touche.
I feel like I work more when I'm not at work. You know, cleaning ceiling
Yeah.
tiles. Yeah, that's tough. But everything else at home, when I get home, it's tougher, man.
I'm at the point right now where I'm trying to diversify my income enough to where I can have. I'm living off my main franchise, and that lets me reinvest everything into like myself growing to do other things. It's been really fortunate.
Yeah.
I like. See, I was telling him earlier. See, I told him I like the shorts. I just said it earlier, man.
Yeah.
Gets right to the gravy.
I was trying to talk D into it. We'll see. He's apprehensive, so
Really?
He's got a mountain of amps to do,
that's
man.
what I'm saying. Well, he's got a back catalog of 500 dynos. You know.
Can you tell him to release the T? Okay, I've been quiet for too damn long. I sent him a T1504. I want to see a dyno. Bad. The 302
He'll
was a
probably
hit.
never do it. He'll probably never do it.
Never do it. Yeah,
Yeah. Just because you said.
probably not.
Kid.
Talking about. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to show you.
You have the new heat shrink on.
Yeah, man.
Sick.
Diversifying the portfolio here.
There you go.
Let me see if I can get it in focus. Count my face. Come on, you stupid thing.
It's always
there you
what
go.
I wanted. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
That's beautiful. I'm buying something. I'm telling you.
That's
As
pretty.
soon as it's in stock to sell
Yeah.
separately.
Got that.
Damn.
This is actually a custom kit for a dude. So he's got a full amp kit and a big 3. This is all actually 10 OFC in here. So
I'm
Wow,
gonna
that's
need a
nice.
big 3 kit for Kayla's car. She's got stock everything right now. I got the run wire for the 0 gauge to run up front. Still haven't done it. And then I'm gonna need the big 3. So
You know, I'll even plug the hi-fi thing right now. And like I've even seen people make like, why should I pay for a big 3 kit? You're like, dude, you're paying for a kit that's got professional parameters, it's got the heat shrink, the freaking the wrap on it, everything. And like, all
the
you
price is there too.
Yeah,
The price
you
is
just
there.
go out to your car and install it. You're not having to cut nothing. You're not having to do
Yeah.
nothing. You know, it's not some
Yep.
kit that's rolled up with zip ties in it in the back. You know, like you take it, you got it. You know, if you buy a DIY kit, it's nothing. You have to make a lot of stuff or change a lot of stuff to it too, or put terminal ends
Yeah.
on it, or the ones they give you are garbage ring
Yeah.
terminals. Makes a big
Yeah.
difference.
yeah, I tried to add some value to it to make sure that it's different than what's out there. Now there is some. I like Frank's Audio Mobile does something similar.
Oh sure, no, I'm not saying there's other people that's good.
Yeah, it's,
We need to make you some comparison shots of like other amp kits. It'd be like a crappy nickel, terminal on CCA versus like Hi-Fi Vega.
right. Oh, dude, I got the full. I don't know if you guys seen it, but I got the full
Have a
4
good night,
gauge
Kip.
kits out. Later, Kip. The full 4 gauge kits out with the big 3 and the 4 gauge all in one. Those are pretty cool. So,
Oh wow! I see. I could actually see. I might come. I might hit you up for a 4 gauge kit, man, because I put it in the 07 Civic because I've got like a Scotia 8 gauge kit, and then, like even
Oh,
like
yeah.
the Kicker 602 was even too small for it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but I was like, it works. Didn't blow the
Yeah.
fuse yet.
speaking
Well,
of amp
go ahead.
kits, I bought another amp to dyno, another Boss amp, another 200 watt, but it's a Riot, so it's like the newer one. But
Yeah.
it came with an 8 gauge wiring kit. I'm like, I could use that for something. $18 altogether with shipping. I'm like, deal, thank you. So throw that in the pilot for the little 250. It'll be good.
It's still fine stuff to use, man.
Yeah, I mean it's the Walmart Scotia, the OFC 8 gauge. I mean, if you're not going crazy, you're good. I mean,
that was in my mom's car for like 3 years, and it never even had a first issue, man. You know what I mean? Like, not been an issue at all. But I hate those tiny the tiny fake A&Ls or whatever. I hate those fuses so bad.
yeah, and you can't really do much with them.
No.
They're there in whatever distance and stuff.
When
But it
comes
works,
out, I'm
temporary.
throwing it in the trash can. I'm not going to save it. I'm not going to use it on something else. I'm not going to give it away. Throwing it in the trash can.
EV Flex So I've tested several different types of welding cable, and in my experience, they're all the same because they're all American wire gauge standard. So if it's an American wire gauge standard, it is what it says it's going to be. It's going to be, if it's 1/0, it's 1/0. If it's 1 gauge, it's 1 gauge.
Man,
that welding wire is cheap. It is. It works as long as you don't have to bend stuff. It's awesome. That's what
Vega,
I have
though.
mostly.
I like welding wire.
I can't stand like the one thing I'll stick it out. I'll say it when people in the comments of like you can do one of those great wire shoot off videos like you forgot about such and such a fan. They're like, why don't y'all just send them every freaking wire you can then? Okay, like that's a crap load of different wire out there. And what a lot of people don't realize, especially if you're buying an American wire that's sold as like a branded U.S. wire here, you're probably buying it. There's like 3 people that import it in the United States, or maybe 4. But as far as importing the wire, there's a couple of companies that make it and import it, and that's it.
Well, a lot of people want to see a conductivity test or actually putting some amperage through it, and I would too.
Yeah.
But at this point, I've tested like 33 brands, and I don't want to do it on a 5-foot length. And even that would be expensive because really you need to do it in like a minimum 15-foot length, I would say. That's the average.
Where we see some actual drop, yeah.
Yeah.
I got 25 feet of wire each run in the excursion unit. I mean, people, it's like, Jesus, that's the reason they're like, oh, why do you have so many runs? Like, you didn't think about the distance that these are going for 1/0. You have to think about that.
I know Kicker app literally has a section for like the voltage drop if you use like CCA, OFC, and the distance and everything. It's literally built in there. It's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's that one old school chart that I got from Soundman that I really like, the distance per wire, I think, the chart.
Yeah, it makes a difference. And, you know, imagine the cost at some of these JL wires like $10 a foot. Matter of fact, Kicker wire is $10 a foot. So imagine that's $150. Just for those runs, the JL and that, and then Rockford's pretty close to the same. Sure, New Concepts is like $425 a foot plus shipping, but that would add up so quickly, man. It'd be thousands of dollars.
All mine's, man. I've got in all my cars. I've got a sky high wire and down for sound. That's pretty much the only actual power wire I have.
Yeah, I can see it when you turn it.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Literally shows. I mean, you know, it's just an estimate, but it's crazy. It's just cool.
Yeah.
I just found that out like 3 days ago, just messing around.
The new DL for sound wire is cool. I like that purple.
So I like, my favorite wire would probably be, if I'm just picking wire to wire, maybe the sundown wire because it's the thickest and it's the most flexible, but it's very expensive. It's like $6 a foot if you break it down or more. For bargain stuff, I like the install gear. I like install gear. I like the.
Casey got like 4 of them, and he's like, it's OFC too. Like he's been preaching by it. Now it's red and black. Like you're not doing any kind of crazy wire with it. But as far as power wire, it's been good stuff.
Yeah, and the JP's $4 a foot, so that's a good price. I like welding cable. To be honest,
I've never used it.
Like welding cable it's fine, and some of it's really flexible.
It
just
I think it's just coarser. You know, like the way you cut it, it feels different.
Hear me out, guys. It's 2021. It's hard to bring a bad product to market. Okay, tell me I'm wrong.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Digital Designs was okay. MVX is actually, if you look at these two, they almost are identical to Kicker.
And people sleep on MVX. MVX makes some good stuff, dude.
Make good amps too. I think they do rated.
And then the other one, it's a big brand. I'm trying to think what the name T-Spec. Really good wire, but it's expensive. It's like $8 a foot. So
Jesus. That's about like Kicker. I think Kicker is like 6 to 7 a foot or something like that, give or take.
Do you have dead scrapyard wire mountain? You could probably fill a trash can with OFC wire by now.
Yeah, I forgot it. There's a filing cabinet you can't see right here.
Just slap full.
Look at the scraps, yeah. But you know, sometimes when I do the stage 3 kits, I need a short run, so I need like 18 inches. So I keep it for the 18-inch runs.
If it sleeps and all that stuff, it doesn't matter. They're never gonna know anyway.
Yeah.
That's crazy though, man. I like how you do all those wire tests and stuff because I don't think anyone else has done that. You know what I mean? Like literally trying every different brand, seeing what they weigh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I thought you were...
No, you're good. And just making a chart. Charts are cool, you know, to like literally see what's what.
Yeah, I just wanted, like those videos, honestly, those are a project of passion because they really don't get views compared to the stuff I normally do.
Yeah.
But that's what I want to do. I want it to be like a community service kind of.
Heck yeah, man. Well, you got to do those videos that are not, popular or, clickbaity and stuff that you enjoy to do,
Yeah. And then I do the clickbait videos. Like I got one coming up Sunday. Top 3 or top 5. What was it? Oh, hold up. I got to think. Oh, top 5 subwoofers for under $300.
Oh, I need to do one of those. I've been thinking about it. I got to list it down, different things to do. It's just...
Dude, listen, let me pitch you an idea here. Top 5 kicker products in every subject.
Oh. Like top 5, just like...
Top 5 kicker amps. Yeah.
Of all time.
Yeah, of all time.
That'd be good. I need to quit being a lazy ass. They're in my living room downstairs. I need to send you those ZX amps bad and all the modules.
I know. Now that the OSS meet ain't happening, gotta get them. But aren't you gonna send us the kicker first, or what do you want to do?
So one's good. You don't have to download 2 of the same amp. So it's like, I'm just gonna send both of the links and the end caps and all the modules and let you talk about those like that. If you're obviously so interested.
Yeah, dude. Heck yeah.
Because that'd be cool to show people the modules and stuff. Now, obviously, Big D did, but that was like an old video when he went over the kicker modules. I want to do amp dynos. I want to take a crappy plastic one, just no drawer, just top roll run roll card. I want to put a resistive load bank on like the bottom side of the drawer. I want to do dyno videos at the car off a lithium bank. That's what I want to do.
You could definitely do it, man. Yeah. Just noisy. That's all. With your
because if you have a large enough bank, if 100,
you got higher voltage.
Yeah, so it's sitting at 14 volts or whatever, so I can just take and top the batteries off. If I'm doing 1,000 watts, 2,000 watts, I'm not going to suck that battery down hard. But I just do. My amps have RCA output, so I just literally pull the remote wire out because it uses a pass through literally. Then just do RCAs into it. Boom, AM/M1. I have signal. Hooked to my lithium battery bank. I think it'd be cool. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, just don't have the freaking time.
I need to.
Just gotta make time. You can do it, Scott.
I need to get lithium on my test bench. Although I haven't been doing a lot of amp dynos because honestly,
I can hook you up on LTO, bro.
Yeah.
I know. I'm about to pull out my lithium out of Cookie Monster and just put it in here and use it as a test bench for the wintertime instead of having my battery sit out in the cold because it gets cold out here. You know what I mean? Or at least one of them. I don't know. I'd rather run both. So
you have a LiPo 4 though. LiPo 4 is really good also.
Yeah. It's a good type of lithium, iron phosphate. It's good stuff.
That's lithium's a weak point for me. It's something I've been building AGM and flooded batteries for 19 years now, but lithium is totally new to me. I understand all the basics, discharge rate, C rate, stuff like that. But
just don't overcomplicate it, man. And as far as even the vehicle stuff, ask your car doesn't know the difference. Oh, Andy's with a modern charger system. Knows any kind of older vehicle, man. Car doesn't know the difference. You got a higher voltage. Your car starts faster, the lights are brighter, your turn signals click. Everything worked better with lithium going into it.
Yeah.
I took out, if you remember, I had 6 excess power AGM batteries, and I replaced it with this tiny little 40 amp hour thing in my last build. And it was like, I gained from this. Are you cracking me right now?
Yeah, amp hours on lithium has nothing to do with amp hours on an AGM, just because of how much the battery you can use of a lithium compared to an AGM.
Yeah, or I had 560 amp hour to 40.
Right.
In gain. Well, now there's 2 different things though. I could play with the car turned off at 12 volts. I could take in the lights could stay on for 3 days. It was fine. Yeah. At 40 amp hour, you'll suck that down pretty quick with headlights on, just if the battery's off.
Yeah, it's a long draw, and it's versus using a solar lithium setup versus what you're doing with base. You're getting sometimes 30-40 C discharge rate, and that's insane. A regular flooded cell's 0.5.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if
that's the biggest thing too.
Half that.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's really mindful of. It wasn't that I had poor success with a large AGM bank. It was that I wanted to be at 14 volts, not 12 volts.
Right.
So that was the biggest difference.
Well, plus you save what?
A couple hundred pounds. Yeah, a couple hundred pounds. Yeah. And I was able to sell the batteries for what I paid for them because it was middle of COVID. Nobody had them in stock, so it was
And lithium, AGMs last a long time, but lithium will destroy.
It'll last 8 to 10 years, which is nuts.
I was stupid when I did it though, man. Like what I spent to buy 6 excess power. Not saying that they're bad batteries; they're fantastic batteries. Again, it's what you wanted. But if I would have, instead of just buying a battery, stacking on, I could have bought a nice lithium at the get-go if I would have done it. But I was scared. I didn't know lithium. I was worried
people
about
get shocked. They see like a JY Power, it's like $900 or $800, and they're like, "Oh my god, I can get for $300, I can get an AGM." It's like, well, and that AGM is going to serve you well, but if you're going to keep adding to it, just go ahead and save up and get the lithium. That's the future. No matter what anybody wants to say, lithium's the future. It's just a matter of the price coming down. Because once the price comes down enough, you can match amp hour for amp hour, and you're going to be...
Another thing, too, though, hear me out, guys, and we're seeing Limitless and other manufacturers doing now. With it, I give you my dead honest word, because I'm seeing it from the Snap-on side of the industry and what new cars are doing, what the cars that pretty much there's a lot of new cars that come with lithium underhood batteries, okay? You're going to see, mark my word, in the next 5 years, majority of your underhood replacement car batteries will be lithium batteries that are Group 34 size, just be on your shelf. Because the way that it is getting, now obviously lithium is actually terrible for the environment, the way they mine it, but the same concept with lead acid and everything that goes along with it too. So when we get to that price point where they can put a lithium inside of a case, because guess what, the lithium's smaller. The problem with fires and heat protection, all that stuff now, well, they can do crazy insulators in your regular battery size. So if you have a tiny little battery, well, now they have this whole thing to put fire protection and on the stuff to keep it warm in the wintertime, all that stuff around it. And you're just going to see where when you go to your mom and pop shop or Walmart, it's not going to be a lead acid or AGM battery on the shelf anymore. It's just going to be a lithium replacement. Your car's never going to know the difference because it's going to be obviously meant to work in a voltage range for your vehicle and paired with it and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think the only thing is temperature. Too cold. That's the only thing that I'd be worried about with lithium being mainstream.
Limitless is already doing it. They're doing it with the battery is so small, so the case it fits in, they have insulators all the way around it that can keep it at a certain temperature, or at least from dropping so low.
Wow.
And it works for cold and heat, so you're also keeping heat out. Also, you didn't see that video? They're doing it with a blowtorch to it, man. Blowtorch to the freaking battery, just sitting there to it, and the thing's on fire, and they're showing the internal temperature fine.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, it makes sense to be able to put it under the hood. It's going to be able to get to like 400 degrees, 300 degrees, and not have an issue.
Just said it on the lithium underhood stuff. Yeah, see new cars with lithium.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Now we're also seeing stuff happen too. Wow. For instance, there's two main things we'll bring up, like Tesla, for instance. Two things come to mind with that is planned obsolescence. Okay, so like talking about having new platforms have batteries that are not removable as part of they're built into the chassis now. So what they want to do is, so if you want these vehicles to have all this interior comfort room, you want to have leg room in the back and stuff like that, they've got to keep figuring out ways to put these batteries in places. So now that they're going to be integrating them into the chassis of the vehicle, guess what? You can't replace the battery in the vehicle anymore. So what does that do to the lifespan of the vehicle when the battery's dead?
Yeah.
Car's no good.
Hey, it's like an iPhone. You gotta do something crazy to get the battery replacement.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll probably be like third-party people that are doing it and reselling them. But as far as like average consumer, when that's toast, they're gonna get rid of the car.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the thing with that. I know how to replace an iPhone battery once. I'll never do it again. Never do it again.
Did you hear about Tesla? Also, I'm not trying to sidejack on it too much, but like they're having to figure out on Teslas, they're gonna have to do an update on vehicles and have to figure out how to monitor the driver to make sure they're paying attention on the road, because there's a high increase of people that wreck because they're tricking the vehicle in autopilot mode by putting handbags or half-empty water bottles in the steering wheel to trick the steering wheel sensors to make it think you have your hands on the steering wheel in autopilot mode. So they've got to find a way to be able to monitor the driver without invading their privacy, to make sure that they have their face pointing forward at the road while the car's in autopilot mode. Because
see, I didn't even think about that. My dad's car has that. I need to try that. What did you say? Warm water bottle?
No, it's like a half-empty water bottle, or a handbag.
They were doing potatoes too, just stuffing a potato in there.
Oh wow, I didn't know about that one. I have a Tesla shop, so I get to hear about all this stuff in the lawsuits and all that crap.
I can't. Heck yeah. Well, it's been a fun show. I'm starting to glitch out. My camera's getting hot, so might as well just wrap it up here.
I gotta eat anyway. I'm starved.
Yeah, you gotta eat. I'm getting tired. Rob, his eyes are getting all red. He's like, "Oh, the streaming. I can do it. It's all good, man."
At midnight. Yeah.
I'm built for this, man.
Heck yeah, dude. I appreciate having you guys on here, and we'll definitely have to do this again for sure, man. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Later.